Hello, I hope that you're doing well. Today I will tell you 5 essential quotes that will change your life. They will pierce your brain in the right places, and these are words that have been said by some of the wisest people that have ever lived, by people who've been able to make a difference in this world. And I think these words are very important to remember at all times in your life. I have had 2 videos similar to this one. One was called Rules I Live By, and I will leave the link to that video in the description box. And another one was Shut Down Your Mind. It was a purely, whispering ASMR video, but again, I quoted some very wise people there, and I think it will not only just be relaxing for you, but also very useful to listen to, okay? Because, there is an Armenian old proverb. It says, advice is a free gift that becomes expensive for those who take it. So this video too, it's a free video that can become crucial and expensive for you if you take the words said in this video into account in your life. Okay? So let's start with the first person. And this person is a very controversial person. There are many things I like about him. There are many things I do not like about him. But one thing is sure, is that I respect him. And the person I'm talking about is Winston Churchill. I know that he was a huge fan of Armenian cognac or cognac. I don't like cognac at all. I'm more of a wine person, and that is of course not the reason why I said there are things I don't like about him. But whether you like him or not, agree with him or not, this person has lived through the World War II. I don't think Hitler was the sweetest person to deal with, and he had to do that. And he was a very wise man. And there are many words by him, many quotes that I think are important to read, and his biography too. If you get your hands on a good biography, read it. However, these words just completely stunned me when I read them. And I even remember exactly when I did so. It said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, today we see so many, gurus and life experts and whatnot say, if you're going through hell, stop and, re-evaluate what you're going through, which is also important to do, of course, but don't stop. Don't stop. Don't think you've had enough, even if you have had enough. If you're going through something terrible, but you know that it is possible that this thing will end and you are determined to come up as a winner in the situation, you keep going. A lot of the times, we have dreams and we have goals, but we like to live in our little blankets, under the blanket. The world is so much better. It is so much easier to dream about the world, to dream our dreams than to actually realize them. Because the path to our goals can be very rocky. But even if it's rocky, especially if it's rocky, keep going. Keep going. This is a man who's been through hell. Okay, for years and years and years, while the World War II was going on. And he was able to keep going and not to give up, and managed to come out of it. So he knew what he was talking about. If you're going through hell, keep going. You will succeed, and there will be a light in the end of the tunnel. The next quote that I want to bring to you today is by a guy named John Rockefeller. What a last name. Rockefeller. Yeah, that's quite extreme. And he was an American oil magnate, a businessman, well, in one word, a billionaire. And something that he said, I think, is so descriptive of so many people, a mistake that we all do, that successful people don't do. And he said, don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Do not be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. So many of us like to, stay in our comfort zone where we are, even if we're not completely happy about it. But we think, oh, well, I have a job, it's paying my bills, and I have a home and whatnot. It's good, my life could have been so much worse, and it is important, yes, that we appreciate what we have. It is very important, because if you don't appreciate what you have, if you always think about things you don't have, you will never have enough. Never. Okay? However, it is important to take the risk and move forward. If you have a dream that you want to come true, if you have a job that you want to do in the future, don't be afraid to give up the good that you have right now, something that is okay, to go for something that is great. Because if you have that feeling inside of you, then you will succeed. And that brings me to the third quote by another very controversial person, Walt Disney. He said, dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. And he was right. If you read his biography or even just watch a film about his life, you will understand that he just had that courage to pursue his dreams. And so many people were against him, even when he made such, animation films no one had done before. He didn't just make people laugh, but also cry. And it is difficult to make a person cry with a cartoon, right? And people still didn't consider it as important as film, as important as cinema, art. Yet he was able to prove everyone wrong. Now, of course, as a personality, he was quite controversial, and I sympathize with him in a lot of things, and I don't. For instance, while he was the head of Walt Disney Studios, women were not getting paid as much as men, even if they were doing the same job. And I guess he was against it. He didn't understand it. He was a man of an old world. But of course, I am sure that if he lived today in this world, he would have had a different opinion, because at the same time I know how strongly connected he was with his own mother. So it was not like he didn't respect women. It's just that his idea of a perfect woman was very different to the idea of a perfect woman as it is. However, I think wise people take that little good, that little wisdom that most people have, and take that little piece and use it for your good, for the good of everyone. Alright? There are many cases where the person wasn't maybe the greatest person in the world, but they did things right, and you want to take that good that they did, that good, and use it for your benefit, for your own success in life. The next person that I want to quote is a lady. Her name is Sheikha Moza. Well, actually, her name is longer than that, but I could remember Sheikha Moza, and she's mostly famous as Sheikha Moza. She is the ex-First Lady of Qatar, and unlike most women of billionaires in the Middle East, and just in general, most wives of billionaires in the world, not just Middle East, she chose not to just, wear beautiful hats and diamonds and go to, parties to see who's wearing the most expensive Hermes bag. She chose to spend her life doing a certain mission, and that was to provide education for those who need it but cannot get it. Children and young adults. And by now, she has been able to provide education to millions and millions of people, children around the world. And also she's like so stylish, you guys. Like, her sense of style is to die for. I'm following her on Instagram, and every time they post a photo of her, I'm like, oh my god, this woman's like a fashion icon, really. And she's beautiful at the same time. And she's a mother of 8 at the same time. Goes to show that you can actually have family, be a mother, and help so many other children in the world. And that's why I wanted to bring her into this list. Now, the specific quote that I want to bring to you, I will explain why. She said, "Give me 10 reasons why education of children who are out of school can wait, and I'll bring you 10 million reasons why it cannot." Education is that one essential thing that can change the world. It can change you, and you will never know it until you're actually educating yourself. And unfortunately, today I see so many examples of people who, changed their life conditions. They start earning more money and whatnot, and everyone's admiring them, but they've remained the same trashy people on the inside. On the inside? Really? They haven't changed. They think they have, because today everyone thinks that they're so deep. What else is so in today? Being minimalistic. Everyone's so minimalistic and deep, and education today has been replaced with being spiritual. You don't need to be educated, you just need to be spiritual. This spiritual gurus who are mostly ex-bullies. And there is nothing wrong with being spiritual, but I will tell you guys, I've never met a person who was really spiritual or who was really deep, who said how deep he was. He's so deep, he's so deep, his partner is so deep. his whole world is so deep, and where is that deepness? I don't know. Like little plants in a white room, and I don't know, earning more money. Is that deep? And those people usually bring quotes from books. They've never even read the books, you just read the quote. And that is very sad. That's very sad. I think a lot of people admire such people because it's easy. It is very easy. Of course, it is a lot easier to, post pictures of your naked body on Instagram with a silly, quote, like as if you're such a feminist. They don't even know what feminism is. And they're like, oh, they think being a horse, being a feminist, that is so silly. And being a feminist, first of all, is being educated, okay? Educated. And it's not easy. Like Aristotle said, you know who is Aristotle, I think, I hope. He was, he's like one of the greatest philosophers that we've ever had, and he lived like thousands of years ago. Thousands, not even hundreds, thousands before Christ was born, okay, long before that. And he said, the roots of education, the seeds of education are bitter, but the fruit is very sweet. Of course, it's hard to make yourself read a certain book and learn. It is hard to, maybe work on your grammar if I don't know, it's just a silly example that I'm bringing. Say your grammar or whatever that you are not good at, your vocabulary, to widen your horizons. Of course, it's not easy because you have to sit and learn. It's not fun, the learning process. It's a lot better and easier and more simple to just be like, oh, S-H-I-T, I'm so much better and I'm so deep, without realizing you're so dumb, because just because you're earning more money now and you've changed the life conditions doesn't mean that you've changed on the inside. You may think you have, but from the side, you really haven't. So please educate yourself. Men, educate yourself. Women especially, educate yourself. And there's sort of that founding thing in the society. So yeah, it's very important. It's very important to educate yourself, to read a lot, to communicate with people who are smart, who haven't just reached success, but who have reached success because of their brain, okay? Not because of their naked body, not because they're so controversial, because that's gonna pass. What will remain is your brain, and that is what's going to open really new horizons in front of you. Not like a girl that I used to know who was traveling so much and she thought she was so, smart and spiritual, and she was walking in a street in Paris and she didn't even know the name of the Eiffel Tower. Like, she didn't even know. So such people, they look at so many things, but they don't see. So you don't want to be that kind of person, right? So educate yourself, and then you'll thank me later. I wanted to end this video with the same words that I started it with, and that advice is a free gift that becomes expensive for those who take it. I hope that I was able to pass on the message that I wanted to you. And I hope that if you're someone who is getting distracted, because it's really easy to get distracted in the world of social media with distorted values, I hope that you will choose to walk the right path, even if that path is really rocky. And I know that you will succeed. And I want you, whoever you are watching this video right now, to realize your worth, because everyone has a very special gift, a very special talent. For some people, it's the talent to just, do naked photos on Instagram. For others, it's something else. And don't think that I'm against nudity, by the way. I think it can be so beautiful. There's so many amazingly gorgeous photographies with completely naked people. And some of my favorite painters were painting naked women. So it is not what I'm trying to say that it is ugly or wrong, but you always know when something is art and when something is just vulgar, So I just hope that this video will help you focus and understand yourself, your dreams, and go for not what's easy to achieve, but what's just the greatest thing to achieve. And the greatest is never the easiest thing, because easy comes, easy go. That is the truth of life. Even if just one person gets this message, even if I'm able to help just one person with this small little video in YouTube that's flooded with millions of videos every day, then I will just feel really good. Okay? So see you very